Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Greg, please?
Speaking.
Hey, Greg, how are you? This is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning.
Sorry, what's that?
This is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show. How are you?
I'm okay. What's this about?
It's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update. Basically, if somebody goes out on a date and they get blown off, they email us and ask if we can get the other person on the phone to find out why. The girl that you went out with, her name is Chelsea.
Okay.
She told us a little bit about how you guys first met at the grocery store. She helped you with avocados, and then you asked for her number, and you guys went to coffee.
Yeah, that definitely happened.
Okay. Did you not like her? Because it sounds like, from the tone of your voice right now, it sounds like you didn't really like Chelsea very much.
No, it's not that I didn't like her. Just a weird phone call to talk about the date.
Yeah, for sure. I get that. Can you tell us a little bit about it, though? She really wants to know why you're not calling her back.
I guess I could tell you guys about it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So she told us about your date and said that, in her opinion, everything went great, but she hasn't heard from you. Can you explain the date to me a little bit in your words?
Yeah, she was really nice, and the date was going really great until she basically just got a little weird. She said something, and I couldn't really shake it, and I feel bad, but yeah, it was just a little weird.
Was it about not wanting to get married anytime soon? Because she felt like that might be the issue.
Really? That's why she thought I didn't want to call her back?
Yeah, she thought maybe you were a guy that was like looking to find a wife right away or something, and that scared you off.
Oh my gosh. No, that was not what scared me away. I don't really even know how to say this. We were talking about our jobs and things that make us interesting, and I told her that I was a professional dog walker, and then she started saying things that made her interesting, and like, I work part-time as a clown, I work in the medical industry part-time, I'm a swinger, and I do calligraphy, and she kept going.
Slow down. What
Back
did
up
you
a little
just say?
bit.
No way!
No, that was my exact reaction. I was just so taken aback, and so I asked her, I was like, wait, you're talking about, like, swing dancing, right? And she said, no, you are thinking about the right thing, and then she just tried to keep going, and I could not drop it. It, like, completely changed.
Oh my God.
That's not something that you usually casually drop in a conversation. Like, yeah, I walk dogs, and then I have sex with lots of people, and then also...
She lumped it in with calligraphy,
Yeah.
for God's sakes.
I couldn't even, I couldn't change the way I looked at her after that the rest of the date.
So you're not into dating swingers?
No, I mean, it's not something that I actively seek. I'm definitely looking for a long-term monogamous relationship, and I mean, she just said it so casually, it didn't seem like a big deal to her. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, what if I take her home to my parents and she wants to sleep with my dad? You know,
I guess I've never thought about that before, yeah, but I guess if you're dating a swinger, you bring her home, some fun things, interesting things could happen.
it weirded me out, and
Yeah.
I mean, she's a sweet girl, and I feel bad, but I just couldn't drop it after that.
That's understandable, Greg. Greg, I also need to tell you something.
What's that?
Chelsea is actually on the other line listening right now.
What?
Yeah. Chelsea, are you there?
Yep.
Chelsea.
How's it going, Chelsea?
I guess I'm just like, why didn't you say anything? We could have talked about it. You could have asked me questions. I would have been like, no, I'm not a psychopath who's going to try and sleep with your father.
I didn't know what kind of questions to ask you about that. You just said it so casually and nonchalant. Like, I've just never met a swinger before, and it totally shocked me.
Okay, first of all, you've definitely met one before. They just didn't tell you about it.
That's a very good point, Chelsea.
Yeah. And second of all, never having met someone doesn't mean that they're bad. You know, there's...
I didn't think of it as bad. I don't think you're a bad person. It's just honestly not the lifestyle that I'm into, and I'm sorry I wasn't upfront with you about that at the date.
Chelsea, do you always bring it up in that manner on first dates?
Not necessarily, but at the same time, I think it's better than like bringing it on somebody after going out for a while where they have all these assumptions.
Yeah, like you guys
I'd rather
are.
get it out of the way in the beginning and be honest, and then that way, if they do freak out, then I haven't gotten like.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Until you guys are like a couple months in, you're like, okay, it's finally time to meet my friends. Oh, and by the way, you're gonna have to have sex with all my friends too.
Right, but again, you wouldn't have to like.
I just
Well,
don't
it's just
understand.
ignorance. I don't think any of us really understand the swinging lifestyle. I've never been a part of it. It's always interested me. I think it's really cool that you're willing to do that, but I don't know anything about it, so that's just what I assume.
I think what's surprising to me is that it didn't cross your mind that that could be a potential reason why he's not calling you back.
Well, yeah, no, I guess it didn't because he didn't really have a reaction to it. Like I told him all that
Okay.
stuff, and he was like, "Oh, a clown, eh?" Like,
That makes sense then.
yeah.
I just didn't want to focus on that because it made me totally uncomfortable. I didn't know what to say about it. I appreciate the fact that you said it on the first date, and yeah, but I couldn't let it go.
I mean, I think that the thing is that it's more about options than anything else. It's about the fact that you're not like, we have to do this and you have to sleep with these people. But you're like, okay, well, do we want to be monogamous right now? Sure. Do we want to swing right now? Sure. Do you want to go on a date with someone else right now? Sure. Like 20 years from now, when you're bored with the sex with your current partner, that doesn't mean you have to break up. It means you have other options.
Greg, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to beg you to say yes to this, okay? Would you like to go on a second date with Chelsea? I will pay for it.
Drew was like, I want to
Yeah.
be there.
You know what? Honestly, like maybe I could be a little more open-minded, and
Of course.
I would like to go on a second date.
Yes!
I would.
Awesome.
I am really actually very surprised that you just said that.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Chelsea, are you cool with going out on another date with Greg? Maybe tell him a little bit more about your lifestyle so we can understand it more?
Sure, if only to help spread the gospel of consensual non-monogamy.
Consensual non-monogamy. I like that term.
It does have a nice ring to it.
All right, well, awesome. We'll send you guys out again.
Sweet.
All right, great.
I got this great restaurant you go to. You put your keys at the door in a bowl.